Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Reagan Shumate about the black phone and other stuff as well. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I mean, this is exciting. We'll get to the black phone, which I feel like has just been this like nonstop roller coaster. It feels like it's a roller coaster you can't really get off, right?
Yeah, of course. It's crazy. Yeah,
It's so
definitely.
crazy. Acting, storytelling. Did you always want to know? Did you always know you wanted to do that specifically?
Yeah, well, I started theater acting whenever I was about 5, and I started film whenever I was 8, and I always like loved the aspect of being a different character, someone else,
Mhm.
and being able to jump out of like my real life and kind of like feel someone else's life. And it's just cool being able to play a part like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I just fell in love with acting and everything about it. And I've just always loved to do that. And I definitely want to keep doing it. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's
hmm
interesting too, because if you look at the black phone, we'll get into it specifically, but the genre of horror is such a big genre right now. So black phone aside, what's it like working on a movie at a time where the genre is so big and massive, Reagan?
Yeah, well, I've always liked horror movies ever since I was a little girl, and being part of something that's like a potential cult classic is just it's super cool. And I just know horror fans are gonna keep watching this for years to come, and it's just amazing to be a part of something this big. And it's just yeah, it's so cool.
It really is cool. And, the movie drops in the summer and people go see it in the movie theaters. And then, you know, end of August, it's September, then it's like spooky season, and then people are
Yeah,
continuing to
yeah.
watch it. It's like it's not going away. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
Which is great. What can you tell me about your part in the film, the audition process, kind of getting in there? Like, what can you tell me about your experience on the Black Phone specifically?
Yeah, well, we filmed it during COVID, which was different because we had to deal with testing and stuff, which was hard. But the whole process, it was good, and I really enjoyed my time on set, and everyone was just really amazing. And I actually got to film with my friend Bay, and I didn't know she was going to be in the movie with me. So it was really cool getting to see her on set and to work with her.
That is really cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it's interesting too because I feel like the movie has kind of such an amazing fandom all around the world specifically as
Yeah.
well, which is crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Which
It's
when did you start kind of to notice the craziness of it? Like, was it when it was in the theaters or was it like a little afterwards?
well, after the premiere, I started getting well, more followers, and I just thought that was kind of crazy because I was like, "Oh my gosh, like the movie hasn't even come out yet." And I think horror fans were kind of itching for another big horror movie, but then it came out and things just started to spiral from there. And then you look at it now and it's already a fan favorite, and everyone is just like we have this cult following, and it's really cool.
You obviously will like go where the opportunities are as a storyteller, as an actor, Reagan, but
Mhm.
working on this, seeing kind of the magical kind of effect this film has had worldwide, does it kind of excite you and motivate you to work again in the horror genre again?
Yes, I love horror, and I hope that this gets me more like potential roles in the genre. But yeah, I would love to keep working in horror, and I think it's so cool. And it's such an amazing genre. And yeah, I love horror movies.
It's interesting to see too how, you know, um a lot of the characters in the Black Phone have like really like resonated with a lot of people around the world. It's not just like
Mhm.
one character, it's a lot of them. It's all the shadow
Yeah.
kids, it's the kids at the school. Is that
Yeah.
kind of cool to see that everyone's getting a lot of kind of attention?
Yeah, everyone, I mean, fans like pick their people, and it's really cool to see everyone like getting like their fans and different fans like different people. And yeah, it's really cool, and it's like crazy to be a part of that. And yeah, definitely.
What was it like filming your scene specifically? Anything you could tell me about that?
Yeah, I have a funny story
Oh, love it. Awesome.
about my scene. So basically, my shoe I had, we were filming the scene like multiple times, and the sole of my shoe actually came off while I was walking. And so I was walking basically barefoot, and I was like, whoa, like I can't keep doing this because it was hurting. And so then we had to get shoe glue to try to glue it back together, but then that didn't work either. So you don't know this, but actually in that scene we had to tie a rubber band around my shoe, and that's how we got it to work in the end. But yeah, crazy.
It just happened to happen like while right before we were about to film that scene too.
Yes, yes, we were like, oh, this isn't good. But yeah, we
You
worked
see,
it
okay.
out.
How does it feel then, Reagan? I've done a lot of Black Phone interviews with a lot of your
Mhm,
castmates,
mhm.
and I ask about like funny stories. How does it feel to have given me the best story out of everyone?
It feels really great, you know.
It's like you're like giving an acceptance speech.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great
I'll take my
story.
award now.
No, it's
Yeah.
that's the best. Well, I mean, I think this is what is the best thing about the Black Phone Instagram fandom or whatever you want to call it, the Black Phone
Yeah.
universe, is
Mhm.
people have been loving the behind the scenes content. And you know, from someone who loves a movie and like the Black Phone for a lot of people, it's their favorite movie. It's amazing like
Mhm.
the actors like yourself are able to tell the behind the scenes stories, are able to post like behind the scenes photos. Like you're
Yeah.
giving back and it means a lot to a lot of people. Have you thought about that
Mhm.
at all? The behind the
Yeah.
scenes?
Yes, definitely. And I like you see how the fans react to that, and yeah, they want more. They want you to keep posting that. And um I mean, well, we love like providing that for them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay.
Mm,
So we all know how it works. You know, there's some things you could talk about in terms of future projects. There's some things you could talk about.
mhm.
There's some things you can't talk about. I know the drill. You know what I mean? What can
Yeah.
you tell me about things like that you worked on? Do you have a movie coming out? Is there something, what, out of the things you're allowed to say, is there anything we could be looking out for
Yeah.
upcoming project wise?
Well, I do theater too,
Okay.
and I just did a play, Anne Frank, which was a great honor to
Yes.
play Anne.
You
And
played Anne. Okay. Wow.
yeah, that was very time consuming for me. But now that that's over, I'm just kind of in a auditioning process
Yeah.
right now. But I do have, other than the Black Phone, I'm in the Skeleton's Compass, which is on all major streaming services. So make sure to check that out. I also filmed that one during COVID, and I play the role of Jenny.
Nice. So that's really cool. And the Black Phone is streaming on Peacock, which is awesome too. So people
Mhm.
could check that out. What is your favorite thing about being part of the Black Phone universe? Is it the people you got to work with? Is it the fans? Is it everything?
Um, yeah, well, I definitely, a big part of it is like the friends I've made. Like, I mean, we like still hang out, and it's fun because every time we get together, like the fans, like they go crazy about it, and it's so fun, and we love doing it too. Like we're all really close, and yeah.
Yeah, I saw there were some meetups with like the famous Black Phone bullies.
Yes. Yes.
They're getting
Uh-huh.
like that's a thing. Like they're getting like the Black Phone bullies, and we did like an
Yes,
Instagram
the
live with
Black
them.
Phone. Yes, yeah.
It's so great. Yeah, I saw that as well. And no, it's so great. Last question before we wrap up.
Mhm.
I'm curious about like when people like what are you hoping you specifically for Reagan Shumate? What are you hoping people get out of it when they watch Black Phone? Because this is a film that means a lot to a lot of people. This is a film that has a lot of messages. This is a film that has a lot kind of happening. What are you hoping they get out of it takeaway wise?
Well, I thought that Maddie and Mason's
Yep.
performances were amazing, and how Gwen is like looking after her brother, and it just symbolizes a really good brother and sister relationship.
Mhm.
And seeing that is really cool, and just being like aware of your surroundings. And I mean, like the kidnapping, it's a serious thing, and so I just really hope that people like see that from this movie and
Yeah,
are able to
absolutely.
put that in their lives. Yeah.
Absolutely. Reagan, thank you so much for joining me on Pop Turner. It was
Yes,
so great
thank you so
chatting with
much for
you.
having me. Yes, it was so much fun.
Your Instagram account, it's just your name, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Reagan Shumate or Reagan.Shumate.
So
Well,
if they'll find it absolutely because there's some
yeah,
cool there's always cool like behind the scenes stuff and about like the black
mhm,
phone. The black phone will never go away, which is awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Reagan Shumate and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.